So finally, after months of trash talk, Devon Larratt and Jerry Cadorette will be pulling each other, and they'll be pulling sooner than we thought. But still, the format is something that we may not enjoy. In this video, we are going to discuss a bunch of interesting topics like RVJ versus Ryan Bowen, the end of the biggest arm wrestling group in the world, arm wrestling removed from one of the major competitions, Akimbo 69 versus Artur Makarov, Jerry Cadorette versus Devon Larratt, Tobias sporrong doing some crazy lifts, linn versus Marcio Barboza. But before that, a news update from the previous video. In the last video, I said that I'm not sure why Michael Todd's match at East versus West 11 was cancelled, and I would like to know the reason for that. So as we know, Michael was announcing for months that he's going to face someone at East versus West 11 in January. Well, apparently the opponent that Engin was looking for to face Michael was Frank Lamparelli, who recently defeated Matt Mask. But Frank apologized after declining the offer to pull Michael because of his job situation, and he also said that he would love to pull Michael next. So this time Michael is only going to be a commentator and he does not have any opponent. And this takes me back to something that Engin was saying less than a week ago. He was saying that he won't take any names, but there are some people who are kind of afraid to pull Michael Todd, even in this condition when he's not winning too many matches. So I wonder what were the names that were contacted by Engin Terzi as a replacement for this match. But sadly, there is no replacement. So let's talk about the first one, RVJ versus Ryan Bowen. Both of them were recently on Paul Italia's podcast, and there they kind of made up. All of the differences have been settled, and now RVJ appreciates Ryan's strength level and his work ethic way more than he did 2 years ago. And now he thinks it's even a close match, unlike 2020-2021 when he said that he could have destroyed the 200-pound version of Ryan. So it looks like that this match can happen in the future. And RVJ has been doing these crazy lifts. He's lifting 60 plus kilos in the back pressure lift, which is about 7 or 8 kilos less than Devon, but he did more comfortably than Devon. So maybe he can increase a couple of kilos on that. And the 100-pound riser lift is also insane. So he is more motivated than ever. Arm wrestling discussion was the biggest arm wrestling group not only on Facebook, but on the entire social media. And it has been taken down for Facebook for apparently unknown reasons. Artem uploaded a video in the new arm wrestling discussion created by him, and he said that he doesn't know, maybe some people from Core Sports complained about too many pirated videos being shared on the platform, or maybe some nudity, or maybe some other reason, but unfortunately that group is gone now. And another sad news is that Arnold's Classic USA has removed arm wrestling from their competition. It was a precious competition. People used to take pride in winning the Arnold Classic arm wrestling, but it is going to be no longer available there. People are saying that they should still hire a booth and there they can have the arm wrestling competition, but I'm not sure if it is going to be the same or not. The reasons for this one as well are unknown as of now. Well, the guesses can be that arm wrestling wasn't bringing enough money or enough eyes to the overall competition, and that is kind of a bad sign for our sport. You may have seen Denis Cyplenkov, Vitaly Lalitin, Kirill Sarychev and many other arm wrestlers at the recent Sarychev Power Expo. This is exactly where Vitaly Lalitin was lifting that crazy ass heavy dumbbell. So Akimbo and Artur Makarov had a super match there. It looks kind of a mismatch if we look at it on paper, and this is exactly what it was. Akimbo is about 22-23 years old. He's a great top roller. So just to give you some references, Akimbo was able to beat Larry Wheels. It was a tired, broken down Larry Wheels from weeks of arm wrestling practice continuously on the table, and Akimbo was kind of fresh. The match was 3-2. And Artur Makarov, we have seen he has defeated Engin Terzi, but Engin was able to get some pins over Artur in both matches. So his level is great. Both of the times, Artur easily curled him in and pinned him without much problem. The organizers were asking Artur to make it look close, but he didn't because he had more competition after that. Well, AMC if we talk about it exactly on 23rd of December. Initially, Devon was the one who was calling out Jerry for a super match, and Jerry denied it by saying that he's the one who beat Gennady Quickvinia, he's the champ, and Devon lost to Gennady. So that match doesn't make sense. Devon is a jalopy and Jerry is probably a Ferrari or other luxurious car. You get the point. But then Jerry started losing And well, actually he lost only one match, but Devon became the champion, and since then Jerry has been asking for that super match. So tables turned very quickly, and Devon is denying that match flat out. He's not interested at all. So there won't be any super match between these two, but they will be pulling at Arm Wars. This is interesting and kind of confusing at the same time. Jerry said that he will be practicing with Devon in January. What does this practice mean, and why would he travel to the MGM Grand Building just to practice with Devon? That doesn't make any sense. Devon will be pulling Corey West left-handed at the same event. It is going to be in January, and Jerry is also going to be there. So Jerry for sure is not going to compete on the left arm because he's not a left-handed arm wrestler. So why would he go there just to practice? Maybe if the match is close, maybe they had a deal that if he can pin Devon at least once, he could get a match against him. I don't know the situation, but they will be pulling. And then after that, Jerry has a match in April, which is April 20 at East versus West 12. The opponent has not been revealed yet. Jerry said this about the Devon versus Denis match. Too much, too quick. I don't think Denis was ready for Devon. I think Denis has the strength but lacks the speed. It seems to me that I and Paul Italia, we are the only ones who have been talking about a potential Jerry versus Denis Cyplenkov match. I would love to see that match, and I think it's a close one, and it suits the East versus West name as well. So why not many people are interested in this? I'm not sure, but I would for sure love to see that match, whoever wins that. Jerry said this about that super match. I think that Denis now is different than the Denis then. I think Denis is a great arm wrestler. He is not as strong as he was before, and I think this version of Denis is much more beatable than the old version of Denis. So looks like Jerry is feeling confident that he can get the win, but he also knows and he also indicates that Denis Cyplenkov is not the same. Even if he beats him, well, I'm not sure if he meant to say that, but it looks like that even if he beats him, he still respects him that you were probably not the best and that man was at a different level. Initially, I was thinking that Jerry can be the favorite because Denis has started going outside and it's really difficult to go outside against Jerry, especially if you are slow, especially if you are on the losing side. But Jerry said that he will not go outside. Denis will be grabbing him low just like he did in the Zloty Tour match, and he will be forcing the hook to beat Jerry, and that can be problematic for Jerry. So looks like Jerry has thought about this match very well in his own mind, and he really wants that match. But let's see if the promoters are interested in that or not. Tobias Sporrong is a beast. He is someone who beat Evgeny Prudnik on the left arm 3 pins to 0, and then Prudnik went on to defeat Dadikian. That is simply insane. Tobias Sporrong's top roll is really difficult to stop unless you have insane abilities to force a hook on someone. He is literally almost untop rollable except for if you are Vitaly Lalatin or maybe Alex Cordecha. So Tobias was seen doing 4 cheated bicep curls with over 128 kilos. That is elite level strength. Maybe there are about 5 arm wrestlers, 5 elite level arm wrestlers in this world who can replicate this lift. So he is not only strong in the hand, but maybe also in the arm. Cannot wait to see more matches from the youngster. He was kind of unlucky because of the hernia surgery, but I hope that he's back soon. Paul Linn and Marcio Barboza was seen practicing together recently. So none of them were going all out in this practice pull, but if we assume their levels, I think Marcio has to be on a higher level just because he's more experienced and he's bigger than Paul. And if we look at the common matches as well, Marcio beat Pavlo in an absolute war, and Pavlo was able to beat Paul Linn relatively easily. But they are good training partners, and that's exactly what they are there for. They are there for preparing each other for their upcoming competition in East versus West 11. Paul Linn is going to face Irakli Zerakashvili, and Marcio is going to face Oleg Petrenko. This is what Engin had to say about that match. Marcio Barboza is a legend who is multiple times world champion. Oleg Petrenko is a rising star who is the student of Andrei Pushkar. These two powerhouse athletes will meet at the East versus West 11. I like that Engin adds the before East versus West 11, and it deserves to be there. On January 20th, 2024. People are counting Marcio out in this match, but I don't think Oleg Petrenko is at the elite level in his weight class. And that was clear from the John Brzezinski match that his wrist can be taken and he does not have a flop press. Marcio, on the other hand, has every single weapon that you can think of. He can top roll, he can tricep press, he can hook, he can flop press, he can do everything and maybe even a king's move. So in this match, I think Marcio is going to be a problem for Oleg. I know it's kind of a not so popular statement, but this match has the potential to be the absolute best match of the night. And this video also has the potential to get maybe 1000 likes, maybe 500 at least. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.